I would have never allowed my son to drink it.
Rachel Maddox was 20 weeks pregnant when she says her 2-year-old son had to be hospitalized and needed emergency surgery after allegedly drinking raw milk from Keely Farms Dairy in New Smyrna Beach. Even though Maddox says she didn't drink the raw milk, she claims she contracted the bacterial infection while caring for her sick toddler.
It all started at Keely Farms Dairy in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. On the shelf, bottles carried a warning for animal consumption only. That phrase isn't just a disclaimer. In Florida, it's the loophole. It lets farmers sell raw milk as long as they claim it's for pets. And parents, well, believing farm fresh also meant safe, took it home and gave it to their children. If you're a parent searching for healthier, more natural choices for your kids, well, this story will stop you cold. 21 people were sick, 7 were hospitalized, and 6 were children under the age of 10. And for one mother, the choice to buy raw milk ended in heartbreak she'll never forget.
Developing story tonight, a mother in Seminole County says bacteria from raw milk caused her to lose her unborn child. Now she's suing the farm in New Smyrna Beach that sold it.
And she's not alone. The bacteria outbreak at Keely Farms Dairy sent 21 people to the hospital. Fox 35's Stephanie Buff-Monty is joining us in studio with the details behind the case. Steph.
Good evening. Rachel Maddox says she had a miscarriage and says her toddler became very ill after she bought raw milk sold from Keely Farms Dairy. She's still mourning the loss of her unborn son as she cares for her other toddler, who she says is still sick.
I purchased the milk for my family. I thought that it was a healthy option. It was next to cheese and eggs and meats. And I thought that it was a healthy and nutritious option for us. I never drank the milk myself. My toddler became severely ill, and we had to rush him to the hospital. He was having nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. He even had a fever. He was severely dehydrated.
And if this is your first time tuning in to Southern Confidential, welcome. And to everyone else, welcome back. If you would take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like the video, I would really appreciate it. And now, back to our story. So here's what changes the complexity of your everyday milk run. Miss Maddox says that the milk wasn't tucked away or marked off. It was sitting in the fridge, right next to the eggs, the meats, the cheese, looking like any other milk. So Rachel says that she didn't notice the fine print and says that the clerk even told her that it was safe for people. Rachel never drank the milk herself, but her toddler did. He became violently ill, and as she nursed him through diarrhea and endless vomiting, she got sick as well. Rachel says it was the sickest that she had ever been. And at 20 weeks pregnant, Rachel lost her baby.
Which as a mom is really scary. He even required an emergency surgery, which was the second worst day of my life. I became ill just by caring for him in the hospital. These bacteria are very contagious. And I've actually never drank milk. I never drank the milk, but I contracted it from getting the diarrhea and the vomiting. You know, as a mom, you get a lot of stuff on you when your kid is sick. And I became ill by contracting the bacteria that way.
And then lost her unborn baby.
Watching my son Lucas be rolled away into the ER was the second worst moment of my life. And finding out that we had lost our baby, her second son, was the worst worst day, the worst moment of my life.
Maddox says she bought the milk from a store in Longwood. In Florida, raw milk can only be sold as pet or animal food, but Maddox believes the label was unclear. She's now taking legal action. We spoke with her attorney, Ron Simon, who said the milk was labeled feed for calves, not for human consumption.
It doesn't tell the user that, A, the milk is unpasteurized, which means it hadn't gone through a heat process to make the milk safe, to kill all the bacteria. It also doesn't tell you why it's not for human consumption. Doesn't say anything about that. And that's why Rachel asked the clerk, hey, can I drink this? And the clerk said, yes, but we just put this on it so we can sell it.
To be fair, Keely Farms knew the law. They also knew the disclaimer like the back of their hand, not for human consumption. But Rachel, well, that's another story. What she saw looked like the perfect choice. Wholesome, farm fresh, free from preservatives, free from additives, exactly what a new mother might think the doctor ordered. And here's the problem. Not everyone majored in agriculture. The label said raw milk. But why would anyone assume that that meant danger? Why would something labeled as pet milk be sitting in the same refrigerator as human food, right next to the eggs, the cheese, the creamers that we buy on a weekly basis? And how many times have you grabbed low-fat cheese instead of regular cheese, or the wrong creamer because the bottles look identical? That's how easy it is to make a mistake. And in this case, the stakes weren't just calories, the stakes were life and death. Because here's the difference. Raw milk is unpasteurized. It hasn't been heated or treated to kill the bacteria that can live inside E. coli, Salmonella, and Campylobacter. So the FDA and the CDC have said it for decades. Pasteurization makes milk safe to drink. Skip it, and the risk can be severe.
The State Department of Health says since January, 21 people have gotten sick from raw milk sold that was linked to Keely Farms Dairy. 7 people had to be hospitalized.
Other people need to know that this product is dangerous. And, had I known that anything like this could happen, I would have never allowed my child to drink it. And my son would still be alive today.
I reached out to Keely Farms for a statement this afternoon and did not hear back. When we spoke to them last week, they told us the Department of Health had not told them that it committed any wrongdoing. I also reached out to the store in Longwood and was told they're not releasing a statement at this time.
And here's the scariest part of it all. 21 people sick, children hospitalized, one mother claiming she lost her baby. Keely Farms remains open. Like there's no headline about an FDA shutdown, no record of a sweeping violation, just a farm still bottling milk under the same label, not for human consumption. So I'll ask you, was that label clear enough? Or was it ambiguous? Would the average prudent person standing in front of a fridge lined with eggs, cheese, and cream really notice that tiny disclaimer? Rachel says she didn't realize the risk, and her family, well, they paid the ultimate price. But that raises a bigger question. How many other families could make the exact same mistake? If raw milk can sit in the same fridge as food meant for your children, if the only safeguard is a tiny disclaimer that says not for human consumption, well, then the danger isn't just in the bottle. The danger is how easily anyone could pick it up thinking that it was safe. So what do you think? Should raw milk be banned outright? Or should parents still have the choice? Let us know in the comments because this debate is far from over. And as always, thank you for tuning in to Southern Confidential. And if you haven't already, take a moment before you leave to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you next time.